Splatoon 3 is out in just 2 days, and we are itching to get our hands on this game. And of course, before we get our hands on it, I thought I would calm the tension right now by giving us some things to be excited for. Or for those of you that don't really know if you want to pick up the game, I wanted to give 10 reasons why we should be excited for Splatoon 3 coming out very, very soon. What's so exciting about this game? Is it going to be good enough? Well, let me tell you why I think you should pick it up and why I think you'll actually enjoy it once you do pick it up. So make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Splatoon 3, because when the game drops, we'll be talking about the game non-stop and giving you guys all the tricks, secrets, and Easter eggs that you guys have missed. So make sure you also turn your notifications on to be updated when I post. Now, without further ado, let's get into 10 reasons why you should be excited for Splatoon 3. Number 1, we have full confirmation now, thanks to Game Explain, that yes, you can skip the stupid Splatcast. You can choose to watch it or completely skip it altogether. And let me tell you, this is a pretty big deal. For those of you not familiar with Splatoon really, and this might be your first game, you would normally have to watch these newscasts that show off the stages that are available during that hour and all the extra game modes that are playing at that time, which takes forever considering the fact that you're always going to be turning on the game for the most part. Even when you put your Switch on sleep mode, it would pop up, which was very, very annoying. And you had to sit through the entire broadcast until it was over, and it always was like 3 or 4 minutes every single time you boot up the game. Now we can just skip it all together. This is a little improvement, but a huge one at that. Number 2, partying up with friends and even playing with randoms has never been this much fun, because your new lobby space is actually a place for you to play around in, not just a menu for you to shuffle through. Yes, you get to run around this practice range, buy yourself some food to help increase your stats for the next battle, and you can even check your stats from the previous matches, and you get to play around with your friends. They're holograms, but they do walk around with you. You can see them in real time and even walk with them and go places with them. It's so neat, it's so inventive, and it's a new way to kind of relax and play around until the match starts, which is a really fun addition. There are tons of weapons. All the weapons from the past games are coming back, plus you have 2 completely brand new ones with the Stringer, which is an ink-like bow that shoots projectiles that explode on contact, and you also have the Splatana, which is a brand new sword. Yes, you heard me right, there are technically swords in Splatoon now. And the fact that we'll probably get more weapons within those classes itself coming is really good. We already have 2, and they're different versions already of the Stringer and the Splatana, which is super exciting. Not to mention, updates will continue for well over a year with this game, adding new weapons and maybe a completely new weapon type still as well, giving us 3 brand new weapons in this game in a total. Customization is at an all-time high with this game, and that doesn't just go for your Inkling's hair, eyebrows, and their skin color, and everything else in between with their clothes, headgear, and shoes, but it also goes further with your own locker. You get to customize and decorate your own locker and get cool objects to place in them throughout the various different game modes. That includes story mode, Salmon Run, and multiplayer itself, which is so cool. So you get to have your nice own locker to show off to your friends and show them what makes you unique compared to them. Something else that might excite you is the movement in this game actually does affect a lot. And on paper, it doesn't look like it does much. Well, yeah, you can go the other way, you can cut backward or forward, and that's really about it, but no. You can even wall jump in this game thanks to this new squid movement, and you can even combine it with weapons like the dualies to have even more dodge rolls and give the Inklings movement they've never had in any of the other 2 games. Even with squid roll being so cool, so is this squid surge, which allows you to jump off of a wall and pop up on your opponent on the top ledge. Both of these combined can make up with some really cool movements and make the game feel a lot more fresh and new compared to that of the past. Salmon Run, the new zombie-like survival shooter, is now 24/7. Yes, it used to be timed, which means you could only play on certain days of the week or certain weeks of that month, but now you can play whenever you want, any day, any time, any hour. Plus, it has brand new ball salmonid, a brand new way to throw eggs into the basket and pass them to friends, and you have new king salmonid that can cause destruction all over the island. Plus, the brand new big run events that happen, I think, a couple of times a month, which allows you to play Salmon Run on some of your favorite stages, and you have to protect the Splatsville area from the invading salmonid, which is a super cool idea and keeps the mode fresh and fun. Story mode is a mixture of every campaign to date, being Splatoon 1, 2, and even the Octo expansion, where apparently most of the campaign relies heavily on the Octo expansion, with unique missions, tons of optional ones to choose, and missions that allow you to choose what weapon to go into it with, whether it making it more difficult for you or making it easier, which is always a lot of fun. But the actual campaign's hub world this time around is more explorative, and you'll find most of your sunken scrolls and hidden lore, which we love lore, is going to be hidden all over this giant hub world and on the multiple different islands around Alterna, which is definitely going to be a lot of fun to explore around a hub world this time around instead of the actual stages. It's a little different, but I think it could be a really fun thing. Speaking of the story mode, playing a lot like the Octo expansion, you have lots of replay value this time around. If you've never played the Octo expansion, these missions are bite-sized either puzzles or really challenging missions and tasks for you to do with specific weapons. Well, there's 3 different weapons for you to choose from in each stage, making it a little bit more harder each way you go up, which means you get to replay each stage about 3 times. Also, you can speedrun stages now because there's a new speedrun timer showing you how fast you can bust through a stage, which also is replay value. Not to mention there's lots of things to collect that increase the lore, and apparently, according to Andre Seegers from GameXplain, he claims that there is a really hard gauntlet mode or some type of extra optional mode at the end of the game, which really increases the difficulty, which is super exciting for those try-hard players that want just a little extra bit of challenge by the end of the game. Splatfest are giant events that happen a couple times a month that challenge you to compete with other Inklings and Octolings alike in order to fight for your team. Now, there's 3 teams to choose from, but that's not the only thing that they're doing with 3 this time around. This time, they're spicing up Splatfest with Tricolor Splatfest, and now we get to play with 3 teams on one stage, a 2v2v4, putting the winning team in the middle as they get completely attacked by both teams from the sides. This is going to be extremely fun mode to continue playing, and also just to be able to play with 3 different teams and see 3 different colors of ink on the stage at once, and this is going to really open up for lots of potential choices in the future instead of just having us pick one or the other. Now we have 3, spicing things up a lot. I mean, think of the possibilities. You could have Sonic versus Knuckles versus Tails, you have Mario versus Luigi versus Peach. I mean, you could even have the 3 Pokemon starters from each generation or something. That would be so cool, or even just from the brand new Scarlet and Violet coming out at the end of this year. There's a lot of things they could do with this, and I'm very excited to see where they go. Number 10, this is just a start. There's so many more things coming in future updates, including a huge paid DLC, which we don't even know what it's going to be about yet, but there's different emotes that we are going to continue to get, different maps, different game modes probably, and more weapons and ways to decorate our lockers, and even a catalog, which is kind of like a battle pass in its way, where you get to unlock different parts of that catalog, such as different things for your locker, different clothes, and all types of stuff in order to play throughout the rest of 2023, which is super exciting. Plus, we also have this side mode that we can play called Table Turf War Battle, which could actually be a lot cooler than what I originally thought, and you get to collect different playing cards, level up in your own leveling system within this game, and play against people online, which I'm sure could actually be a lot of fun. I have a really good feeling that this is going to be a lot more fun than what people initially think it's going to be. There's over 150 cards, meaning more things to collect, and once again, it's just something else to look forward to in the future. And that is 10 reasons to be super excited for Splatoon 3 coming out in just 2 more days. I'm so excited to get my hands on this game, and it is really going to be a blast. Let me know how excited you are, and is there anything else about this game that excites you? Let me know in the comments down below, and thank you to everybody that tuned in today, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.